Today I'd like to tie for you a Catskill Classic. This is a March Brown. The hook that I have in the vise is a 100BL size 14. This is a barbless hook, standard dry fly from Green Caddis Outfitters, greencaddis.com. I'm going to use a orange thread, and this is 70 denier. We're going to put a base of thread down. We're going to start it behind the eye. We're going to come back halfway. And then we're going to bring that forward half of that. That will be our wing placement. And for our wing, we're going to use wood duck flank. And I cut the tip out of this. Just going to draw everything together. We want that wing to be about the length of the hook shank. Going to tie that in right there. Make sure that stays on top. And make sure I'm at about the 1/4 mark. There we go. Going to remove the excess, cut that at an angle, and we're going to bring our thread back to the tail. Get a nice taper on our body there. For our tail, I'm going to use ginger hackle. You can see on here the stiff part is, we want the tail to be about the length of the hook shank, so the stiff part is going to be about the length, a little bit shorter actually. We're going to pull all the fibers and pull them together, and then we're going to pull them off with the hand. We hold them to the hook width. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim those fibers. And we're going to tie that in. Bring that back to where it would hang at about the barb. And we're going to put a wrap underneath the tail. Now for the body, I have a red fox skin. And I took some of the hair from a few different places. You want tan red fox, but you want to take the urine colored stuff. Some of that, you can see how it's like pink. That's great for the Hendrickson. But I mixed it in with all of the belly hair so I could get a nice March brown color. Going to take that, and when you're using natural furs for dubbing, you have to use even less of an amount than you would if you were using, say, superfine dubbing. Because if you put too much on with the natural furs, it's a lot harder to take off than synthetics. So if you put too much on and you get to the end and you have a lot of extra, you're going to have a bit of a harder time to remove any from your thread. That really turns into a thick thread. We're going to go ahead and wrap this. I'm going to put one wrap under the tail, and then I'm going to wrap it forward. Whoop. I caught the point. Go ahead and tighten that up a little better. We're going to bring this forward. We want to stop just in back of the wing. Now I'm going to lift up the wing, and I'm going to wrap in front of it to hold it up. Then when it's standing, I'm going to take it and divide it. Going to point it towards me there a little bit. Just kind of fan this out like you would a comparadun, just to get that evenly divided. I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to just break the center with my thread. Put that in, and then break the center with the thread again, going forward. And you can see it's dividing there rather nicely. And we'll bring our thread back behind the wings. Push them to the back there a little bit just to help them stand up better. There, a little bit of moisture will help control those strays. For the hackle, I'm going to use a ginger hackle and a grizzly hackle. We want to tie these in together, but we want to place them concave sides together. I'm going to take the two shanks and I'm going to put them down to help further keep the wing divided. And I'm going to leave a little bit of the bare space open or unwrapped. And this, when we get our first wrap, you can see there's a little bit of bare space and the barbels aren't flaring already. When we do our first wrap, you're not going to have any barbels flaring out to the rear. Pull that wing forward and catch the stems in front. And I'm going to build up a little bit of a base here just to kind of try to get that you want relatively same size here as in front. You won't have a step, and when you move to the front, the hackle won't fall towards the front. I'm going to go ahead and wind the two hackles at the same time. I'm going to put 2 turns in back. Then we're going to move to the front. I'm going to pull those wings back. I'm going to rub the hackle on the wings, and I'm going to give that 2 turns. Once, twice, and then we're going to tie that in. When you have your hackles, like I described, having them concave sides together, you will actually get a crisscross. You can see in there you have hackles crisscrossing, and that gives it better stability on the water. I'm going to go ahead and trim away the excess. Cut them down nice and close. Got one stray. Trim that. And now I'm going to build the head. Got another stray. I'll trim that off. We'll build a nice orange head. March browns have a prominent shaded head. Then we'll take our whip finish, give it 3 turns, plug that up tight, take my poke and snip, remove that. Now I'm going to put some head cement on there. And clean my brush pretty good. I'm being careful not to get any in the eye. And here we have the classic Catskill pattern, the March Brown. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.